I've had so many people ask me, how do I make my biscuits? So this is the first step. I'm using a stick of real butter and I'm going to grate it. Just like this. This is what your butter will look like after you grate it. To the butter, 2 cups of self-rising flour, and I have it heaping. Then you just take your hand and just start crumbling the butter into the flour. And you want it to be the consistency of cornmeal. Okay, this is what it will look like. Something like that. You'll have a few chunks, but try to mash them up with your fingers. To this, I've got a 1/2 cup of milk poured. May not use it all, but I'm just going to start pouring a little at a time and stir it. You don't want to stir it too much because it makes your biscuits tough. Add a little more. And I usually use buttermilk, but since I don't have buttermilk, I'm just using 2% milk. Okay, 1/2 cup wasn't enough, so I'm going to add a little more. A little at a time. So you get this nice dough ball. A little more. I'll probably end up using probably 2/3 cup, not a full cup. Okay, I'll get my hands in there. Still a little too dry. I'm going to add a little bit more. I'd rather add a little at a time than all at once and then have too much. That's pretty good. Get all the good stuff on the bottom. Kind of roll it around. Get all the extra. And you just want to form a ball. You can use any pan or dish you want, but my sister gave me this stoneware pie pan and I love it. So that's what I usually bake my biscuits in. And you need to go ahead and preheat your oven at 420. Or you probably should have done that before you even started your dough. But I'm using just plain Crisco, and I'm going to grease my pie pan here. Make sure you do the sides as well. Okay, now I'm going to set that aside. Okay, now I'm going to take a little bit of the self-rising flour and flour my board with it. Kind of scatter it out a little. Take my dough. I'm going to lay it flat, mash it a little, then I'm going to flip it. Now I'm just going to start pressing it out. Just keep pressing it out. Basically, what I do, I press it out to the size of my pie plate. Okay, now this is how I get my fluffy layers. Fold it again, again, and again. then flip it, and press it out again. This time, I'm making a rectangle. I'm going to try to get 8 biscuits out of this. Just keep pressing. Okay, I think that's about maybe size I want. You can see the thickness, maybe an inch and a half thick. Okay, I'll take a knife, cut it down the center. There we go. There are 8 biscuits. Okay, take my biscuit. You can round them out if you want. Now, one of the main things when you're making biscuits, make sure they touch and they have a side, because they have to touch and they have to have a side. It helps them rise. You don't want them flat. And they don't have to be perfect. Make room for one more. There we go. Okay, I'm going to put them in the oven at 420 degrees. And I'm going to set my timer for about 20 minutes. But you want to keep checking them. And I'm going to cook them on the top rack. And looky here. D-U-N-N. And for those that are not on a diet, I add more butter. More butter is better. Can you hear them sizzling? Yum, yum, yum.